Hey everyone, it's CricketSong of Lunar Wisdom, and this is the video. This is the video where I want to talk about the color of magic. There has been a lot of discussion going around about dark magic, light magic, black witches, white witches, black magic, white magic, the dark side, the light side, and I've had emails, I've had comments, I've had questions, and here's my opinion, CricketSong's opinion. I feel like that there are sort of two schools of thought when we're discussing dark magic, dark witchcraft, the dark side, the shadow side. I feel like there are those people who collate, or who, that's not the right word, who think of dark magic as the opposite of good. They think of it as evil. They think of it as if good is angels and positivity, they look at dark as bad and evil and negative. Then I feel like we have the other school of thought that says dark magic is the magic and spiritual workings that deal with those who have died, the things that are associated with death, physical death, working with the other side, working with things that are unseen, working with things that go bump in the night. Now, so I feel like that's some of the confusion. When I think of the polarity of light and dark, the day and night, creation and destruction, I think of dark being the destruction. Now, you can even interpret just that as thinking that as negative, but I feel like there is even polarity in that. I feel like that a phoenix with destruction, there's rebirth. Death is the doorway to rebirth. Even though it is a destruction of the physical matter, it is a doorway to rebirth. I feel like that working on darker aspects, shadow traits of ourselves, is a way to become more enlightened. I don't always associate dark magic with things that are harmful, although I do feel like there may be a harmful aspect to it, but it will lead to a positivity. So I feel like magic itself is uncolored. Magic is. Magic always was. Energy never dies. Energy is not created, it just transmutes or transforms. Magic just always is. Energy just always is. The individual who practices magic, whether they call themselves a witch, a sorceress, an enchantress, a warlock, a magician, whatever the individual calls themselves, is the practitioner, is the one who manipulates the energy within them and without them and surrounding them to create a change. The person's intent, the practitioner's intent, can be to create or destroy. But even that, to call that black or white, is really, it really serves no purpose, because if I say I'm going to do this magic, this spell to destroy this, unless you know everything that I'm talking about and what my intent is in destroying that, it's hard to label it. It's really difficult to label it, because what we may look at and see as a dark or a destructive force, the individual casting that spell or doing that may not be seeing it in that way. It's very subjective, which is sort of why I tend to not engage in these conversations, because I feel like it's a very subjective matter. It's a very subjective label. So it just is. So if I were to say, what is the color of Magick? It is not. It is no color, and it's every color. It has the potential to do everything. It has the potential to create. It has the potential to destroy. It has the potential to harm. It has the potential to heal. Magick is every color of the color spectrum, and it holds no color at all. That is my feeling of the color of Magick. I also wanted to talk about hexes, curses, and crosses, because it sort of goes hand in hand with the color of Magick and the intent of the practitioner. And this is, again, subjective. It's very personal. My first reaction and my first gut instinct is that I would not hex or curse or cross someone. I feel, for me, it is better to find a way to address myself and my reactions to things than to address the individual that has either done something or said something to which then in turn has hurt me in some way. I find it's easier to deal with myself, manipulate myself, work with myself, than to put all that energy and time in trying to manipulate another individual. I have had some experiences with individuals in the not so distant past that I must admit I was tempted to bring justice upon them. Now, I didn't want to cause them harm, mind you, but I wanted them to see the error of their ways and to see what harm they've caused me and not necessarily hurt them. But, and then that was a reaction, an emotional gut reaction. But in looking at the whole picture and really considering all the consequences of my actions if I were to do such a thing, I understood it may have caused me more suffering or more unpleasantness than I wanted to embrace, and I didn't want that. Instead, I chose to remove them from my life completely, sever all ties from me to them, and be done with it, and focus instead on healing from whatever wounds I had encountered, and move my life forward in a more positive vibration. However, I do understand that, again, it's a personal choice. It is a case-by-case, person-by-person choice. And if an individual is comfortable with the possible repercussions and consequences of their actions, and they want to hex, curse, or cross someone, then it's really up to the individual who is involved in this situation and in the circumstances and events of their lives. But the only thing that I strongly caution is that if you are considering something like that, you really look at what it may mean to you. Because I firmly believe that there is a you put it out, you will get it back. I mean, you put out negativity, I strongly feel you are going to feel the effects of what you've put out there. Whether it's a physical or a mental or a spiritual or an emotional something. Yeah, I honestly feel that you will feel the effects of what you've done. I honestly don't see how you cannot. But if you are comfortable with that and you accept and you understand that when you drop that stone, there's going to be a ripple effect, and it's going to not only affect the person that you are hexing, cursing, or crossing, you are going to affect other people in that person's life. And if you are fine with that, then who am I to say you should or shouldn't do that? And, you know, I am not one to pass judgment. But like I said, personally, it would not be my first choice of action. And I honestly don't know if I ever would hex, curse, or cross someone. I don't know if I would. I've never been put in a situation like that, and I don't feel I ever will be put in that situation, because I do my best to align myself with things that I want in my life and not things that I don't want to encounter. So that's my 10 cents on the topic. If you have any questions, specific questions or general questions regarding dark and light magic, hexes, curses, crosses, my thoughts or opinions on anything that I just talked about in this video, please feel free to put that in the comment below or message me, find me on Facebook, and I'll be more than happy to expand or share further insights on the topic. And as always, I love you.